Yo, what's going on everybody? It's the Bag of Tricks here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to take your rail game to the next level and not just be somebody that can hit rails, but somebody that is a master of rails. So let's get right into it. Tip number one is going to be hit every rail you see. Good rail skiers can go into a brand new park and they can hit any feature there. So it's very important for you to hit a wide variety of features. Don't just focus on one down tube or one flat bar. Try to hit every rail in the park, every down flat down, every kinked rail, every curved rail, maybe an S rail, maybe a challenge rail like this. It boosts your confidence, it exposes you to new challenges and new situations and new feelings with your balance, and it really opens the door to becoming a much more, again, confident and strong rail skier. Tip number two is going to be to not just focus on hitting rails regular. You want to focus on doing lip slides as well as switch hits. And at first this can be a huge challenge and extremely scary, but again, we're trying to become elite rail skiers here. We're trying to greatly improve our talents on rails, and one of the ways to unlocking a bunch of crazy new tricks, completely new tricks, is to do different hits such as a lip slide or a switch lip or even switch tails over, which is very difficult. But you need to remember there are more than one way to get onto a rail. And that brings us into tip number three, which is to do rails unnatural. So slide them in your unnatural direction, and not just slide them, but try to work on tricks as well. Maybe a front two out or a back two out while you're hitting the rail unnaturally. What this does is it opens the door for when you switch up. So if you're going for a frontside switch up and you want to do a 270 out, well, that 270 out is actually going to be an unnatural 270 out. So working on these tricks on their own can really open the door to allow you to create those crazy combos on rails that you see pros doing or you see really good rail skiers doing. Don't forget that you can slide a rail in two directions, natural and unnatural. And that kind of leads into tip number four, which is focus on both frontside and backside tricks. I know personally I am very comfortable with doing backside spins out of a rail, but I'm way more comfortable doing a frontside switch up on a rail. And sometimes I kind of forget to work on the other side of things. So I like throwing back fours out of rails, but I should really work on throwing front fours out of rails to get that really locked in and dialed. Keeping that idea in mind, it's probably beneficial for me to do more backside switch ups than frontside switch ups because I already have the frontside switch up locked, but I'm trying to become a very good rail skier and I'm trying to improve, so I cannot forget that there's the backside switch ups as well. Again, don't forget that there's natural and unnatural, and don't forget that there's frontside and backside. Work on all of those tricks and push your progression to the absolute limits. And my final tip for you guys is going to be to go faster. This is something that is very scary, but at the end of the day, it makes tricks way easier, especially if you're planning to spin out of the end of the rail. The faster you go, the more airtime you're gonna have. So if you're going for like a 450 out or even a 270 out, it's gonna be beneficial to go a little bit faster to give you that extra airtime off the end of the rail to do things. But not only that, it makes balancing on rails and making it through the end of the rail much easier as well. If you're trying to hit a huge long rail and you're only taking half the speed that you need, like, yeah, you might be able to slide that rail if you're extremely talented and extremely balanced, but most times you're not going to make it to the very end of the rail. So taking more speed is going to make that easier as well. There it is, guys. 5 tips on how to improve your rail skiing and really take your progression to the next level. This is not meant to be a video that teaches you how to hit rails, but rather once you learn how to hit rails, what's the next step? How do you push that progression? And these 5 tips will get you there. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully it helps. If it did, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.